Swamiji, can you kindly elaborate the meaning of Ramana?
Yes. You see, the significance of Ramana is excellent. It represents what are the sadhanas we have to do, and it also represents the end result for which you work, our ultimate goal, the moksha, which represents the perennial happiness. You see, let us take our alphabet. Our alphabet, we don't call it as alphabet, we call them all as aksharas. Alphabets we call in English, just it's an arbitrary word. They are taken from the Greece alphabets. There they say, the first one is not A, they call it alpha, alpha, beta, delta, gamma. So like that it goes. Sigma, all these things. But here we call it akshara. Why? Akshara means the indestructible, which cannot be destroyed. What is it in this world? Everything is subject to destruction. Then what is it in this world which stands forever, which cannot be destroyed? The law of thermodynamics, the part of the physics, says that energy cannot be created, energy cannot be destroyed. The total energy of the world, which is Parashakti or Rajarajeshwari, is a constant. Where there is infinity, by adding it, you do nothing. By taking away a little, it still remains infinite. So neither you can add, neither it can increase or decrease, neither by increasing or depletion. So that being the case, each word has got is an energy capsule. In our Mahanirvana Tantra or Kularnava Tantra, I am not very sure, in one of those our tantric books, which has been translated by Sir Arthur Avalon, it has been very clearly they have given what each letter represents. This, I don't say that alphabet represents the Shakti. In the Lalita Sahasranama, one Nama comes. Matrika Varna Rupinne Namaha. I bow to that Parashakti who is in the form of alphabets. Matrika Varna means the basic alphabets. And further it says, how many are to be there? He selects only 50. Panchajat Peter Rupinne Nama. We consider them always with our gross brain as these gross places. We say Kamakya is one place and our Kamakshi is, Kanchi is another place. So like that we have selected 50. Actually speaking, you should read it with Matrika Varna Rupinne Nama. So wherever there is a repetition, they are left. Aha is a repetition of ah. So they are not considered separate alphabet. So like that when you do up to ha. Now ksha is a combined thing. Ka plus cha becomes ksha. So that has to be left out. So they have selected 50 only. So those 50 represent 50 types of Shaktis which are prepared to, when you pronounce the various mantras, from that it comes, because each one doesn't have all the qualities, bad or good qualities in the world. Some possess something, some possess something, some possess something else. So all these are required. The Guru knows what should be selected. He selects such mantras. Mantras have got no meaning for us in that sense. The mantras are all to the pronunciation you make. The pronunciation should be in Sanskrit way. It should not be in English way. It is not G, it is Ga. It is not Ye, it is A. So like that, when you pronounce them, each one is an energy capsule and each one is capable of burning away some such what you call our bad qualities which it possesses. Now, let us take the word Ram. Ra is called Agni Bija. Ra is called Agni Bija for various reasons. Now even ordinary from common sense point of view, you take all the alphabets, you say ka 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 ka, you say pa 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 pa, ta 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 ta, but when you say ra, ra, so ra is the only word which causes friction, and friction causes heat. Heat is the quality of the fire, and that is why we call ra 3000 years back or 4000 years back from the Vedic days. Ra is called the Agni Bija, the seed of fire. When it is pronounced like that, continuously for some time, you are a type of Sushma fire. It is a subtle fire which cannot be seen with naked eyes. It comes out. To give you an instance, in Tibet, they bring the boys to become lamas. And when they are being trained, in the first 1 or 2 years, this is only I have heard or read from books perhaps, that they train them only in 2 things. They have to sit from morning to night in Padmasana with both their knees locked, that knee locked posture. And after a little while, after a few months, they are also taught to concentrate on their Nabhi Pradesha, which is called the navel. So, in the navel is the place, it is called Manipuraka Chakra according to yogas. Manipuraka Chakra is associated with fire. So, we have got 6 chakras, out of which 5 are associated with Prithvi Chakra. Prithvi Chakra is Muladhara. So, like that, each one is associated with one of the 5 basic elements, the Panchabhutas. So, out of which fire is a navel. So, he concentrates on the navel and he goes on telling Ram, Ram, Ram. So, Ra is difficult, Ra, Ra, that's a disjointed. So, Ram, Ram, it goes harmoniously. So, they join him. So, they don't know about Ram. So, they just say Ram, Ram, Ram. So, and what happens? He gets a lot of the power to create the subtle fire at any moment by his will, by just doing a few of the chapas. Because he's been doing a lot from morning to evening. And he's tested. After about 2 years he is taken, and in the severest of winter, where there is a huge accumulation of snow, a snow pit is cleared and a big pit is dug. This man is put in it, and up to the neck is covered thickly with all the with the entire snow, and completely they make it tight. Then they tell him within 5 minutes he has to get out of it by melting the snow around. He should not move an inch. The body should not move. So what he does is he repeats that Ram which has been told to him, Ram, Ram, Ram. Then that subtle fire comes out, which burns away. Which comes out there, which burns away, or it just melts away all the snow. The man is able to get out. So this is another one. Perhaps that is why people, the soldiers who are posted in the border areas, where it is terrifically cold, at night more so even in the daytime, near the glaciers, right, and all that, when they are trying to guard us against any invasions from other countries. So in those places, they are all given certain doses of rum, which is a liquor. So why should they choose the word rum, I thought. I said, because it gives you fire. The moment you take it, the entire body feels the fire. So I said, this is another proof that Ra is the is a fire. Now, what can this fire do? You see, there are all the bulbs here, they are all being inhabited by the same energy. The same electrical energy from the generator, it goes there, it is in full. It goes in full in every bulb. But then, if it is full in bulb, then everything should be 1000 watt or lakh watt. Then why there is a 45 watt, there is a 100 watt, there is a 200 watt, why so much disparity in difference? The difference is not due to the fault of the electricity. The electricity, the fullest wattage from the generator is there. The bulb is as good as the generator. The bulb is the generator in that sense. It is, I can say, Aham generator asmi. It can tell, just as you say, Aham Brahmasmi. But what happens is, it is a container which contains these beautiful contents, which has got its own defect. They are called resistance in physics. And similarly here, what happens is, that divinity, that divine energy, that universal divine total energy, it comes into all the bulbs of the bodies. it comes into all the bodies, it is in full. It doesn't say to him I will go half, to him I will go 75%. No, it is the same. It goes into him. But then everybody should be President of India, or everybody should be engineers, everybody should be the famous doctor, or everybody should be the sweeper, everybody should be pews. How is it that there is a disparity? Just as I told that, here also there is a resistance. Because of the resistance which is in the container, the full divinity is there inside. This does not allow it to come outside. Each one becomes a Mysore of various degrees. Where the resistance is more, it becomes a zero vac. And here also, the man becomes a sweeper or a pew. Where the resistance becomes a little more less, where the resistance becomes more generous, it becomes a little less, there it becomes 45 watts. Similarly, we become a little better, an engineer, an overseer. So like that it happens. What are those resistances? The resistances are Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Moda. That is, Kama means all desires starting from the smallest desire for a ball pen up to the most vile desire of indiscriminate sex exploitation and sex. So up to the lust and passion are covered by Kama. So these are all, this is one of the impediments in our, it does not allow the full divinity to come out. We are all fully divine, we are all the Brahman alone. But outside it cannot come. So it comes very little. And when Krodha, it is anger. Because when your desires are not fulfilled, it results in the Krodha. Krodha is called the gross form of your lust and your desires only. When somebody puts a spoke in your desires, then you get angry with him. So anger is a concomitant of Kama. It is another version of desires only. Then Lobha, is greed to get more. Then Moha is to get deluded. So all these things are there. Raga and Dvesha are important. Attachment to somebody more. You are attached to my son. You are prepared to go and shoot the examiner who gave him 0. Because they have a rough fellow faith. And that is Raga. Then Dvesha is always greater than love. You can never forgive a man who has done something to you. So the enmity always remains. It will continue from birth to birth. And every time you will suffer. So because of those vasanas, it induces action. Action of shooting somebody due to your enmity. So all these things come. Again, because of it, you get papa and punya. And when you get papa and punya, you have to enjoy the results of the experience, the results of it, the rewards of the punishment. You have to take another birth. So in that birth again, these things follow your raga, dvesha, kama, krodha. Again you commit so much of papas because of that. Again in order to enjoy it, you take another birth. A chain of birth and deaths come. The moment all these things leave you, when all the resistance goes, then you are just resplendent in the grandeur of that Brahman who is the only light which is occupying all the bulbs, and you are called a saint, and at that time you can say he is God himself. We call him Bhagavan Ramana or Bhagavan Buddha, so he becomes a Bhagavan. So he is no less, he is the Lord himself. So that is what happens. And this is about Ra. And incidentally, Ra is also the sun god of Egyptians in the Egyptian mythology. So Ra had always had connection with fire. Now, going to Ma is called Amrita Bija in our Shastra, Mantra Shastra. So, Amrita Bija means that which can make you live long. The purpose of taking nectar, Amrita, is to live long or to be an immortal. Immortal means it's a comparative immortality. Compared to a person who is mortal, who lives up to 80 or 90 years, you can live for 300 years or 400 years. How? Supposing you go on saying, see, A is called Amrita Varshini Shakti in the alphabet. So you go on saying, then what happens is, you get Amrita. In other words, by doing it for 20 or 30 years, you can live for 200 years, you can live for 300 years. It is one of the secrets of longevity. That can be ensured. Similarly, see, E is called Vashini Shakti, where you can control everybody. Eem. So like that, they have already categorized all the 50 things as to what are they. And they go here and they help us in taking. See, when they give us mantras, when a guru gives you mantras, he gives the mantra because everybody doesn't have all the bad qualities. You doesn't have, the same man doesn't have kama, krodha, lobha, all the things. Somebody is having lobha, somebody is having raga, somebody is having dvesha. So according to the one which has got, he gives you a mantra where that particular energy is there, which will cut off the dvesha, which will cut off the kama, which will cut off all these things. That is how it is given. So the alphabet is used in that way. So similarly over here, Ma is a Amrita Bija, which can help you to rejuvenate. Supposing you go to the hill Arunachala and there you get a nice land for you to build, you have purchased it. Now you can't straight away take cement, bricks and masons and begin to build, because that place is so uneven. It is all rugged. And so many stumps of trees, half cut, half fallen, they are all there. So first we have to take a bulldozer and destroy all those resistant materials which do not allow us to build properly a house. And then after, when everything is removed, when the entire place is made even, then you take your mason and all that, do it. So the first is your nashakari or a destructive square. The second is a constructive square. So Ra is the destructive square, which removes all the defects which are in you, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, raga, dvesha. Then you finally, then when all these things go, you are full divinity in all its regal splendor, and it's so resplendent. And that at that time the Jyoti, it can only be seen inside, and the Jyoti is something when once you see, all others absolutely fail before it, pall before your eyes. That are fire, that are sun, that are moon, they are nothing. So such a Jyoti that comes, because the divinity when it comes, the light is so powerful and you become fully divine. They call you a full sight, a Jivan Mukta, and at that time you can say, Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Brahman, because absolutely there is not an inch of difference between he and the Brahman. It is told that Taittiriya Upanishad, Yad Antaram Kurute. See, even a little difference if you make, you cannot get your moksha. So completely, when you are making everything sama, you have reached that stage where there are no defects, you are fully the same Brahman which is there, which comes here. The same electricity which is the generator, when all the resistance is gone, fully resplendent, this bulb, the bulb can then say, Aham Brahmasmi. That is the stage of moksha. Moksha is the stage where the individuality disappears and the universal, unwalled, boundless, impersonal, the universal totality alone remains, that infinity alone remains. There is nothing but the infinity. The individuality was a dream where, see, in your dream you see so many people you are talking to for. During that dream it looks real. But were they real? Early morning when you woke up, all disappeared. So naturally they were all unreal. Yeah, tiger was pursuing you at night. It was a Olympic champion. In 2 strides it just caught you. You are crying, you are shouting in pain. It looked real. When you woke up, there was no tiger. So in the same way, the entire thing is a thought that I am different, you are different. When all these things goes, when equality comes, when you know that all the resistance has gone, then everywhere is the same equal, the same Brahman, the same infinity alone remains. And you come to that God who will, the result will be when you are with him, he is the one who is the owner, the sole owner of the supermarket of perennial happiness. We want him only for that, otherwise what shall we do with God? The key is with him. That's why we go after him. And then you can get entrance there into the supermarket for happiness, from which you will never come back, you will remain in it forever. And now, coming to Ramana and applying it. So, Ra is that Vani Bija or Agni Bija, which is all fire. The moment you see him, all your papas go. Because he is not an ordinary category of a sannyasi. We have got 4 varnas, that is Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. This person is kept all above that. There is a book called Sutra Samhita, there is another book by Vidyaranya, which is called the Jivanuti Viveka. There all the shlokas are given defining who is Ativarnashrami. The one who does not belong to all the 4, has transgressed all the 4. Because he wrote in the MBBS examination all the choice questions and he got 150 out of 100, he is an Ativarnashrami. So there cannot be any comparison with him and the MBBS who passed with 100% even or even with distinction, they all fall into nothingness before him. And that was the greatness of that. He was an Ativarnashrami. From the time the world has been created, perhaps you can count them, there will be only 10. He himself counted only 4. He said and others, but to my knowledge, there are not many. At the most, even if you say for unknown people, there cannot be more than 8 or 10 till now. And in thousands of years, in the recent years, he is the one who has come. And he not only helped us when he was in his body, now that when he is not in his body, whoever thinks of him, whoever goes there and does parikrama of him, he helps them still today, because he is still in his see the body energy, the pranic energy is still in the samadhi, down below. Because energy, as I said, cannot die. So where the body is kept, it is there. It is given in the Upanishad that for a person who has released the Brahman, where can his energy go? Where everything is same. There is no potential high and low. So a thing can go from a low to the, from the high to the low potential. When the potential is equal in all, it cannot go anywhere. Avaniyante. Nedasya pranam uttamanti, his prana shakti does not go anywhere. It gets absorbed in that very place. That is why when we go there, we do the parikrama of the samadhi. That is there. And wherever you take that energy and you do what is called the prana pratishtha, there also will get the same effect. What is prana pratishtha? When the Lord is everywhere, what is the question of doing it? It is not that. Prana pratishtha means it is unmanifest. You are putting a point where the bulb can now put. Originally, it was only a wire. So it was unmanifest. So now by calling a mechanic and putting a bulb, now the bulb is shining, so it is manifest. So similarly, you do prana pratishtha in one place by calling the same electricity generator there, and it comes here, and then it shines very well. So similarly, even today, wherever you have the Ramana statue and you have done the prana pratishtha, it glows in the same glory as in Ramanashrama. And so Ma is the Amrita Bija. As I said, after when all the things are removed, it gives you Amrita. So by going to him, by thinking of him, he is called, you see, such Mahatmas are called Punya Shlokas or Uttama Shloka. Shloka means the one whose name should be chanted. So by chanting whom you get the best result is called Uttama Shloka. By chanting whom you get all Punya, all virtues, he is called Punya Shloka. God is called the Punya, Uttama Shloka. See, when Sudama is to go, the wife says, come on, we are so poor, why don't you go to your classmate? You say Krishna was your classmate, now he is the king of Dwaravati, Dwarka, so you please go and get something from him. He says, see, originally he had been thinking of going, But if he leaves all his children, they are all starving for days, all the people go to his wife and say, see this rascal who has got nothing, he leaves everybody and goes away somewhere. Now that wife herself has told, come on, you go away. He said, Ayam yeparamo lava, uttama shloka darshanam. This is the greatest benefit for me. I do not mind, I may not beg from you for any money, but I will be able to have the darshana of your Lord, whose darshana alone, who by seeing him alone, I get all the punya of the world. All my papas get dissolved. And he goes. Similarly, as all these things happen, the Amrita Bija bursts. Amrita makes you immortal. And it builds anew the entire thing. What is the building anew? Building anew means it is only a term where we mean our individuality is dissolved and we are in that. It is not dissolved. Actually, we were there. It is only a delusion. See, supposing a man who is on the street, he goes on saying, I am a heart, I am a heart, oh. Then a psychiatrist comes, talks to him for a lot of time, gives him the new knowledge. No, see my hand, you got the same hand, see this heart, it has got a different one, it has got hooves. Then by convincing him and all that, by getting the knowledge, by getting the jnana, he comes back to his original. So he doesn't go through anything, he was always remaining the man. But only the delusion is gone. So similarly, we were in the totality, we realize we are in the totality. That is why the word Brahma Sakshatkara is only a general term. It doesn't mean what it says. Yes, a time comes when you directly experience it. It is called a Sakshatkara. You directly experience it. But there is a time where we don't experience it. It is all from the seer's point of view that he experienced. He merged in totality. These are all words. He was in totality. He disappeared. The totality alone remains. There is no question of merging. There is no question of coming back. But the Lord himself comes in that form and then helps the world. He reminds us Ramana. He reminds us Buddha. So because now he has become one with the director. He has become one with the cosmic director. So now he does the same job. So you cannot now distinguish as Ramana, the cosmic director. So he comes as Ramana because according to our faith, and he still gives all the benefits you want, whether spiritual or material or mundane. So you get all the benefits. So Ra, Ma. And Ra and Ma has told that Ra is the sadhana by doing which you remove all your defects and you shine in your pristine purity, and Ma is the state where you build it up further. It is not enough, so you make it permanent. It may be for a short while because it represents the Nirvikalpa Samadhi where you forget the body and you are one with the totality, but that happens only for a few hours or a few days. Again you come back to your body, the body sense comes. Make it permanent. Whenever you are going to a picnic spot, you can remain there for overnight. You come back in the evening. But after a little time, you purchase a house next to the picnic spot. Then you are permanent there. That is called the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. It's over it, what is called the Savit Samadhi or the natural Samadhi. Samadhi means where the body sense goes when you are only the totality. There is no body there. You are the totality. And you come to that stage, that Samadhi state. So Na represents that moksha or where you are the totality after having dissolved your individuality as Ramamurti, Krishnamurti, John, Hari, all these things. So Ramana, Ra represented the sadhana, Ma represented the second part of the sadhana. The one was the bulldozer, Ma built it further so it can remain there permanently, and Na is the end result that you do get moksha. This is the guarantee cord which is attached to the purchasers. So Na is the guarantee cord. Yes, you get moksha. So that is